Their ID numbers are there, and they can key into the system and vote for them. So that's why you want it out. So I never said myself it's not. But my question is, why is it that there's a contention within this? Yet the law, section 44A, is very clear, even based on that code of order, notwithstanding 39. We talks about it explicitly also, right? Notwithstanding. So my contention was notwithstanding, and the other one, why do you want technology? Why do you want my computer to be complementary instead of just bringing the manual?
The manual. Na tunafahamu kwamba sajili itakuwa ni ile sawa. Mnasema kwamba sajili ile kwenye elektroniki ndio itakuwa sawa na ile ambayo itaprintiwa.
Iko sawa kabisa. Sajili iko sawa kabisa. Na kwa nini tunasema kwa tusitumie register na teknolojia kwa wakati mmoja? Kwa sababu ukitumia technology peke yake utakuwa hujui nani ambaye hajakuja kupiga kura. Ni uje ujipresent ndio tu identify. Lakini kama mimi kazi yangu hapa ni kumechanically cross, pia naona wale wengine hawajapiga kura, then ina provide opportunity ambao mtu anaweza kuja sasa na ndio tunasema ya kuwa presiding officer, kwa sababu ni temporary official. Ni mzuri ya kuwa akifanya ile kazi hajui ni nani ambaye hajakuja. Lakini ukijipresent, ukija na ID yako na vidole vyako, then utakuwa identify.
Kwa hivyo kuna nafasi ama kuna nafasi ya kwamba mwisho wa siku kupiga kura huenda ikawa hii sajili ambayo ni imeprintiwa huenda ikawa haitatumika.
Kama mtambo hautaharibika, mimi sioni kwa nini tutumie.
So I want us to make progress because there are two interventions that are coming from Abubakar and Ken. But before that, this election, because if you recall what happened in 2017, part of the reason there are problems at the Supreme Court is because of the polling stations that could not transmit results from their polling stations. They said that there are several that transmitted from non-gazetted polling stations. Recently, you've told us that you've procured at least 1,111 satellite modems to take care of areas that are affected. Commissioner Gulia here said that you are the sympathy of the mobile network operators. If network does not cooperate on that day, whether by design or by accident, how then are we sure that you're going to receive transmission from all these polling stations at a time that your first trial was 40% successful? Chairman.
Yeah, thank you for that. We have actually been working on that. As you rightly put it, the report from Communication Authority says 1,111 polling centers will not transmit. I and the CEO have actually held meetings with the mobile network operators, all the Safaricom, Telecom, and Airtel, and we are working. There's a technical team working around that. So where there is no 3G, then we shall deploy the satellite devices which we have for purpose of that transmission. So I think that's as a commission we are.
That's fine, yes. But the Constitution gives the mandate to IEBC to conduct an election, not mobile network operators. So if the technology does not work on that day, and your satellite modems are just 1,000 and a few hundreds, what then for the other polling stations? Can they transmit results from outside the polling stations?
Well, Marijan, maybe you can comment, but as we have been saying, IBC cannot do the election on its own.
Okay.
We need other stakeholders to come in, and that's why we engage suppliers. Mobile network operators are part of the suppliers. We have contracts with them. And the issue of internet connectivity is not for IBC. They are enablers here. Can do that.
There are questions that are coming. Can I first of all try to respond?
Let him respond.
What I want you to understand is that this situation of network rollout is not unique to only this country. I don't think there is a country that has got 100% rollout of 3G and 4G. So it is not unique to us. It is something that we envisage to be in many other countries. And therefore, there must be solution where, for example, there is no network. There must be possibility of where actually the presiding officer can actually move to another place and be able to transmit the same. This, what we have done is to ensure that at each and every tallying center, the 290 tallying center at the constituency, they will have actual network. And in addition to that, we are talking about 1,111 centers. Centers, within a center, there are polling stations. A school, for example, is a center. within that school there will be several classes which are going to be polling station. If we provide one satellite modem in that specific area, it will provide wireless network to all those classes. And I want to believe that at the end of the day, they should be able to transmit. All those polling stations in that area should be able to transmit. But it is possible that certain areas may still have difficulties in terms of having 3G and 4G. Where that is the case, the presiding officer should actually be able to transmit the same at the tallying center. Well, that to me, I don't see it as an issue. I thought they were locked to a specific polling station to avoid tampering. So, for example, if I'm voting here, my gadget should not work beyond here. So if I move it to another polling station, or they're not locked, they're open, you can come with it to Nairobi and transmit from here. Of course, you can. You know, what you're talking about is actually geofencing. Okay. And geofencing is actually where you lock the device to a specific place.
When I see you now, the good thing is,
you lock it to
are they locked? Yeah. My question now summarizes what they are all coming up with. And the question, during a meeting you had with the presidential candidates, where both of you were represented by yourselves, you brought in the usage of an SD card.
Yes.
Number one, question one, how safe is this SD card? Can someone make another one from regional candidates? Was the United Democratic Alliance and Kenya Kwanza by extension did not have so much of a problem with the usage of these biometrics, but one question was raised by the presidential candidate and the Secretary General of UDA, Veronica Maina, where they requested if there was a possibility that political parties would oversee the process of what is being fed into the KIEMS kit. Is it still an open invitation to them? And in line with that, is that what will also be on the manual register in the event that it is put there as a last resort? That's what they wanted to confirm.
Yes, we actually did discuss the same in our meeting, and we did actually agree that we'll allow them to go and visit. In fact, even as we speak, the first round of membership from those presidential candidates actually visited our warehouse, and they saw they were very impressed with the work that was going on. And we've even agreed that we will still continue allowing them to go and observe what is happening there. Even during the time when we are actually now preparing, we are duplicating the stickers that will be used for the purpose of our
Okay, Chairperson, Chairman and CEO, we need to be winding up. We need an intervention from Abu Bakar because we're just out of time.
All right, Chairman, my colleagues are making reference to 2017. One, because it was the last general election, and two, because there was an election nullified. Part of the reasons as to why the Supreme Court held its decision of nullifying that election was the hesitancy by IEBC to open the server. Nearly 5 years later, you are still the chairman of IEBC. To the millions of Kenyans who are watching us tonight, can you explain to them why IEBC chairman, Wafula Chebukati, and the commission was hesitant to open the server?
Is still hesitant. That is not true. We were not hesitant to open the server.
But that is the reason as why the Supreme Court nullified that election.
Yes, the server was opened. There were 14 orders by the Supreme Court. And giving access to the teams then that had come to who were sent to have access to the server, it took time to create access rights because the company then that was involved is also does a lot of security work for other institutions. But let me answer your question. Let me answer your question.
You're saying
the access rights were provided at around 3 p.m. And by that time, I think the parties had already left.
This was a consequential contest, an election that almost got the country into the brink of what could have been the worst. The country's Supreme Court ordered you open the server. You must have been in communication with the company that was holding the server on your behalf.
So, have I not answered you? I'm saying the server access rights were given.
Okay.
2017 is now is in the past. We are now talking 2022. And what you should be asking me is how have we prepared for 2022? I think that's the conversation we should be having
with
now.
respect, I'll ask you how you are
Yes.
prepared for 2022. The past is equally important. This has been contentious. It nearly divided the country. It put IEBC, the commission...
There was a fresh presidential election in 2017. The commission